Hello, how are you? Today I'm going to tell you about a wonderful natural powder for women's health before menopause, during, and after this stage, which is such a delicate time. I'm going to tell you specifically what science has already been able to prove about this powder, when to use it, and how to use it. You're going to love this video, so stay until the end because you won't want to miss it. We know that this pre-menopause phase can start to show up many years before menopause actually sets in for women, and it can be related to weight gain, bloating, mood swings, mental fatigue, confusion, and forgetfulness. Have you already started going through this? How old are you? Are you already in this pre-menopause or menopause period? Or have you already gone through menopause and now things are getting calmer for you? Write a little for me here in the comments about how you're feeling. I would love to see your comment. And also, remember to like the video because that will show YouTube that you're interested in this topic and you'll get more videos like this. This wonderful and 100% natural powder is maca root. Maca is a root similar to ginger or turmeric that grows in the Andes Mountains, in other words, in South America, and it has been used naturally in a more organic way for hundreds of years. Now, in recent times, scientific studies have started to look more closely at maca because with so many people using it and experiencing beneficial effects, scientists became interested in this product and began conducting studies, publishing them in reputable, well-respected scientific journals to verify what the real scientifically proven effects of maca are on women's health. I'm going to start talking more about this here for you now. Maca contains a pool of ingredients that are very beneficial for women's health. It has macamides, machenes, glucosinolates, polyphenols, and flavonoids, which are transferred to our bodies and can bring very beneficial effects, acting as natural modulators of neurotransmitters that are linked to mood, motivation, and stress response. Glucosinolates are related to the strong antioxidant power that maca has, helping to reduce inflammation and protect cells. And polyphenols help with vascular and brain function, as well as reducing oxidative stress. So, for women specifically who are going through menopause, it's very important because we know that during pre-menopause, menopause, and even a bit in post-menopause, there are a lot of fluctuations in dopamine, serotonin, and noradrenaline, which cause those mood swings and behavioral changes in some women. Some women report, oh, I feel like I'm in a constant PMS. I can't control my thoughts anymore. Sometimes, you get stuck with those really bad repetitive thoughts. Your emotions are all over the place. Sometimes a woman cries over anything, gets irritated over anything. Maca can help with that. Maca can also help with this increased stress reactivity that happens to many women. It can help with those cases of fatigue, low mood, loss of libido, and even with insomnia. So, regarding the consumption of maca by women, what have scientific studies been able to prove so far? First, that it helps reduce mild anxiety and depression, that low or mildly depressed mood, in some women. It increases vitality, gives a greater sense of well-being, and reduces the general symptoms of menopause. In several of these studies, the group that used maca improved significantly more than the placebo group, which is the group that received something like a powder with no effect, just to check if, in fact, the change happened only because the person thought it would help by taking it, or if there was a real biological result. So, maca was able to provide this significantly proven improvement for women. It was also found in scientific studies that maca can help with libido and sexual function. It is one of the few natural remedies or natural supplements that has clinical trials in women who are postmenopausal and menopausal, showing an increase in sexual desire, sexual satisfaction, and a reduction in that sexual dysfunction associated with stress and hormonal changes, as well as that sensation of dryness and discomfort during sexual intercourse, which many women report in relation to perimenopause and postmenopause. Maca can also help a lot with issues of fatigue, energy, and vitality because it is able to improve mitochondrial function, increase stress tolerance, which is super important to make us feel less fatigued and tired, and boost the sensation of energy. So it really helps to maintain these energy levels because many women say, now that I'm in perimenopause, in menopause, I don't have the motivation for anything anymore. I don't have the strength to even stick to a healthy diet, to change my eating habits, make good choices, exercise. So many women just can't do it. And maca, since it can help improve vitality, helps in this regard. Another interesting point is that maca may be related to increased muscle mass because it helps with energy and because of the hormonal adjustment it helps to promote. It doesn't contain any hormones itself, but since it's an adaptogen, it can increase or regulate hormone levels in some people who are experiencing deficiencies. So, if you maintain a good diet and do physical activities focused on strength, like Pilates or weight training, maca can help increase lean mass, muscle mass, which contributes to all of this, including supporting weight loss, improving insulin sensitivity, and even helping with bloating and excess abdominal fat for many people. In fact, some studies have already found that maca can also help protect bone density in some animals. There aren't any studies specifically on people, on humans yet, but we can infer that since it also helps or can help increase muscle mass, and when we have more muscle mass, there's a greater signal sent to the brain to keep the bone stronger to support that muscle. It can also, in an indirect way, help with issues like osteoporosis and osteopenia, which end up being a major concern for women in this age group. So, what is the dose of maca that is often being prescribed and used by professionals in the field? From 1.5 to 3.5 grams of maca per day using maca powder, which typically ends up being the equivalent of a heaping teaspoon to a level tablespoon. It will depend. If you're unsure, weigh it with a small scale that measures smaller amounts to make sure the dose is correct. There's also the option of buying maca already in capsules or pressed tablets. And ideally, you should buy gelatinized maca because it will be more easily absorbed and digested, and the nutraceutical compounds will be more readily absorbed by the intestine, thus making it work better. As I mentioned, the amount always depends on the woman, or actually on the person, because maca can also be used by men. And ideally, if you have any doubts about the specific amount for your case, talk to your doctor or a nutritionist in your city to determine in an individualized way what the best dose would be for you. Remember that this video is for informational purposes only. A lot of people want to know how to take maca, in the sense of, okay, it's 1.5 to 3.5 grams, but how do you add it to your daily routine? If you drink green juice, that's a great place to add your maca powder because you'll blend everything together and drink it quickly. You can also add it to teas or take it with plant-based milk or the milk you have with your breakfast. Usually it's easier to mix it into liquids, right? But there's no problem, for example, if you mash a banana and mix the maca in there. There are no contraindications. It's really just about the taste, since some people say it has a more earthy flavor, which makes sense because it's a root, right? So usually roots have this characteristic of having a stronger flavor, but it's nothing that people can't handle because of the taste. It's not bitter or anything unpleasant like that. There are some people who really do have contraindications for consuming maca. The first group is women who are pregnant or breastfeeding, because during this stage of life, you're already experiencing hormonal changes and there's another being involved, right? A little baby is involved. So this isn't a time for you to make any hormonal changes in your body or to take any kind of supplement that has a more adaptogenic effect, like maca does. Women who have hormone-related cancer or a family history of cancer, such as breast, ovarian, or endometrial cancer, should not take maca, or at least not without medical advice. Because sometimes your doctor may have specifically recommended it for you since they know your case, but studies do not recommend it for these situations specifically. People with liver problems, severe kidney issues, or those who take many medications or dietary supplements should also not use any supplement without the approval, authorization, or knowledge of their doctor or nutritionist who is closely monitoring them. So, if you are in any of these situations, it's always better to protect your health, and when in doubt, talk to a professional who knows you personally. It's worth mentioning to you, as I've already said throughout the video, that maca is not a hormone. It's a supplement that can help regulate your hormones. So this is a very important point to mention. And also, many people wonder, does maca make you gain weight? It's not that it makes you gain weight, but since it can increase muscle mass, many people might make that connection. In reality though, it can actually help with weight loss, because when you increase muscle mass, you usually decrease adipose tissue, which is less metabolically active, and you boost your basal metabolism. So, on the contrary, in addition to that, maca does not replace any kind of hormone therapy. That's not the point of this video. It's just to let you know that maca can be a supporting aid during these times, as long as you have a proper indication for its use and also maintain a balanced lifestyle, right? You have to help maca help you. So you need to take care of your body and your mind during this period of menopause, which really is a more difficult time for many women. Tell me if you've ever used maca, how much you used, for how long, and what results you experienced. I would love to see your comment. Remember to like the video, that's super important to me, and share it with another woman who you know will appreciate this information. Let's work together to expand this chain of good, because that's what I want here with the channel. See you next time. Bye.